Good morning, Bobby, and welcome everybody to the hottest podcast in the automotive industry today.
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Yes,
and
sir.
Got another fun-filled week. We're right here smack dab in the middle of the month.
Man, let me go ahead and tell you, the second half of the month is always going to be better than the first half of the month.
Yeah.
Always is. Sense of urgency. We've talked about it before, especially a sense of urgency. I want to put a sense of urgency out there for everybody. Go ahead and hit that like and especially subscribe button.
Nice early plug.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and get it in
We've
early.
got that last couple weeks.
We got a new subscriber last night. I was excited about it, but it's 10 away from being able to go live.
Yeah.
And
We'll have the ability. I'm still working on the functionality of it.
Yeah, there was an episode, and then we're going to call it the Lost episode.
Yeah. We didn't push it any at all. It was a little glitchy, but I'm still learning the ropes on going live, and I every week's going to be little kinks here and there. I'm not a videographer. In this industry, a lot of people that are in sales have to sort of become that though, because it's so ingrained now in our business to send a video.
Self-marketing in today's car industry. Who isn't posting videos of fresh trade-ins? Who isn't posting videos of specials that they have on the lot? Who isn't posting personal videos, just introducing themselves to the public on their social media? Instagram, TikTok, those two seem to be vying to be the tops in the industry, and more for my age and stuff, maybe that Facebook. And so if you're not doing that, there's actually a study that came out, and I actually read this article about 3 nights ago. Sales consultants that use social media for their personal marketing, the ones that use it consistently, have a 70% higher percentage of success in this industry.
Wow.
70%.
I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer then.
Well, I mean, think about it. So if you're a young fellow or a young lady, and you have so on my Facebook I only have 511. Now, 511 friends.
I mean, that's pretty solid for you've only been on it for like a year or so, year and a half, something like that.
Latter part of 2024, I believe, is when I joined. So it's been almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
So I only have 511. Could you imagine if I had actually started my Facebook like when everybody else did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my gosh, I just through the people that I've met, the sales consultants, the managers that I've trained,
right,
the whole 9 yards, I'd have, I mean, just in car sales people, I'd have probably a couple of grand. And that's not necessarily meaning extra friends and family and people from your hometown along the way. So you
got to use it.
I wish I had got in it earlier.
Well, it's one of those things too. You can have it. So I've had it since, I don't know, I get memories from 17 years ago, which is crazy because I didn't even realize that Facebook had been around that long. But when I graduated ECU back in 2009, there was a memory there, that showed me in my cap and gown and everything. I was like, dang, Facebook was around then? But it's been around for a really long time now. And that's one of the markets, as far as I know you said Instagram and TikTok, but it's one of the markets that has the most, probably, like in my generation, people that can actually buy cars.
Well,
that would be
and that was the advice I gave Big E. I told Big E, I said, because Big E's got his own Big E the salesman page,
right?
And I told Big E, I said, look, you need to do a little bit more on Facebook. Yeah. Because the age bracket of the people on Facebook and everything can afford the cars.
Yeah, and it's more of a local sort of connection most of the time.
Yeah,
where,
normally,
TikTok and Instagram, I get people like I had somebody from YouTube yesterday reach out to me about Rebel truck, and I may continue that conversation. He's in South Carolina. But
definitely continue it.
Yeah, well, he wants a very specific trim level with equipment a certain way, and as you know, 26s are we're starting to get less and less. We don't have as much a wide selection now. I may be able to work around what he's wanting because it's on a Rebel, and they're 15% off, which is an incredible deal on that truck. I think it's probably the best deal but I love the Rebel anyway, so I'm a little partial. But he reached out, and I kind of shied away from putting my personal contact information on social media, and you have to be careful. I actually took a training yesterday. It's through Lincoln. So Lincoln talked about some of the things we're dealing with in the world today, AI being a huge proponent of what we're dealing with. They have a specialized training in the Lincoln training talking about the proper use of AI, and you got to be careful with personal information. So anything you put out there, personal information of your own or your customers, you cannot do that with AI. It logs it in to the system forever. It's in the memory banks of AI, and so you could potentially have a breach of privacy if you don't be careful, basically, with that tool. If you're not using the proper guidelines.
Yeah, I mean, let me go ahead and tell you something. I think everybody out there, car people, customers, everybody alike, I think AI needs to be regulated sometime. You know how they used to say a picture used to be 1,000 words, or show me proof's in the pudding. You got a picture in front of you.
Yeah. That don't mean jack now.
It doesn't mean anything now. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is random and off the cuff here, but I was watching a video and there was a baby that fell down into an orangutan little pen at the zoo, right? And this orangutan came, picked it up, and gave it back to the parent. And I'm sitting there going, "There ain't no way that happened.
Right?
There ain't no way.
No,
that didn't happen.
Because it probably didn't.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah."
I guarantee you it didn't happen.
I bet it looked real, though. I bet it looked really real.
It got me to watch.
Right.
It got a view off of me. So anyway.
Yeah, and that's part of the issue is that we've got these tools at our disposal, including social media. But look, in social media, even in the personal side, I put my work contact there. I have a special number that will text my social media accounts, but I don't put my cell phone number on my YouTube. And I do that on purpose. The reasoning is that your cell phone number is actually tied pretty close in relation to your information, your cell phone number.
No doubt.
It's connected to so much stuff. And so I have to be careful, even though I'm not like super popular. I've got like 170,000 views on YouTube, which to me, is a lot, but when you compare to, some people, they'll get that in one video, and they obviously have to protect their private information too. But in order not to get doxxed or not to get your information taken, you have to be careful in social media in general with your personal information. So that's just my tip, my advice, so that you can protect yourself and also protect your customers' information. You don't want to put your customers' stuff on blast and giving your customers' credit score to AI and stuff like that. It sounds like it would just be a no duh thing, but it's a guardrail that everybody should pay heed to, whether they're in the car business or not.
And you know what? Something else about AI in the car business, we're getting to the very, very forefront of people using AI to change other dealers' offers. Like a dealer gives an offer sheet. Okay,
don't be giving these people any. No, I'm just saying.
No, I mean, it's what do you mean? I mean, it's already baked into the thing. So between Ed and myself, Ed's already seen a CarMax trade offer.
Yeah.
Okay, that somebody manipulated during AI.
I've gotten one. Yeah, I've gotten one before.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And offer to purchase. I had a offer to purchase that was given, that was emailed to me. Customer was working a deal with me, and so he sends me off an offer to purchase. The deal he told me about really sounded too good to be true. And what's my golden rule? If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Right.
So anyway, he sends me offer to purchase and from another dealership, and it's a dealership out of state. But he sends it to me, and I'm looking at all the numbers, and all the numbers on this side, look, although the deal was unbelievable, and it was unbelievable because you know. But the numbers
We're willing to lose $20,000 on a deal.
the numbers on this side right here is what he wanted me to concentrate on. He sent me the whole offer to purchase, but it had a payment matrix box over there on the right hand on the left hand side of the sheet. So I look at that and I'm like, hold on, those payments don't match up to that bottom line total. It just, there was no possible way in order to get there. So the side he wanted me to look at was manipulated. I don't know whether it was the trade amount or the discount, but I kind of just told him I would not be able to duplicate that deal. And I just left it as it is. I never want to accuse anybody of anything, but that thing's been doctored, I can go ahead and tell you.
It's tough calling people out like that because then what do you gain really? At that point they're going to probably be moving on because they got caught. And like that, I maybe need to reassess how ethical what I'm doing is because that to me is it's borderline. I would say borderline illegal, but it's probably not. It's just it's lying. It's lying, and that's bad enough.
That's basically what it is. And if you're the one that falls for it and gets taken and everything, look, all I got to tell everybody out there in the automotive industry, especially all the managers out there, whenever you get a customer that is shopping an offer to purchase from another store, take your time. Look at it very closely. Make sure the numbers line up, especially if there's a payment matrix attached to the page, and it's just not an offer to purchase with figures with the bottom line figure and stuff. If it's got a payment matrix, make sure that kind of stuff matches up. Halfway makes sense and everything before you. But and also make sure that one line isn't shaded a little bit more than the other.
And little telltale signs.
There's little telltale signs. AI is at its beginning stages on this part, manipulation, but thankfully the matrix. I'm gonna tell you, if the matrix wasn't there, I might not have called it, Bobby. I mean, I wouldn't have done the deal, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I might not have called it. I'd be like, man, go buy that truck.
Man, you got a steal. It's. Every day we're dealing with that now, with potentially being fooled, and even every industry is being infiltrated by AI. But it's something that can be a tool, and if you utilize it properly, because you kind of have to embrace it if you want to be successful now, because your competition is going to be doing it.
Absolutely.
So if you utilize it as a tool for what it is, it can be an advantage. But just figure that you do it that way. You don't use it as a crutch.
And
or
the
something to steal a lie.
The vast majority of people are going to mean to use AI the correct way. It's supposed to make our lives a little bit easier and give us a little bit of forethought on maybe a project that we're thinking about, or a little forethought on this solution of this issue or something, maybe a little but I mean, use it correctly, or use it if you have to, if you have a job that requires, like my wife, she has AI and she uses AI a little bit for her job. Whenever she gets stumped on something, right? So, I mean, if you use it the right way, and I think the vast majority of people out there, just like I believe everybody in their heart is good until you prove me otherwise, but I think everybody out there with AI is trying to do the right thing with it.
It's
except for a few. I say everybody, but you know what I'm saying. There's bad apples out there.
Well, there's some common things I'm seeing here lately, and there's a ton of ads out there now that use AI. They almost all look the same. They look sort of like cookie cutter advertisements, where you can plug in your stuff and it give you the graphic design of an ad. My advice would be to spend a little time and maybe personalize it and make it not look so AI. But anyways, we could go on and on about that part of things. I don't know if you have any stories to share this week. I was going to talk about technical stuff, as far as the new stuff that hit at Roadkill Nights. But the new Charger that's coming. That's
the most powerful Charger that's going. Go ahead and hit on that.
Well, yeah, I mean it's going to be a specialized car. It's going to be more cooling technology to make it more track appropriate. Essentially 600 horsepower compared to the 550 horsepower. But the idea is with the technology that they're implementing is that you can run it and go back on the track and hit it again and do it again and not be worried about heat issues and having to sit out for a while because it's turboed. It's a turbo inline six. And there's a lot of tuning capabilities even beyond what they're doing from the factory, but making it a more track-ready car. So they're still highly focused on performance, which they've made evident with the release of the Rumblebee and all the other
one thing
things.
you can always count on Dodge about being is innovative.
Yeah.
They come up with new ways to produce power and new ways to keep power and new ways to cool these turbos.
Yeah. And along with that, the Rumblebee has it's not going to deal with sales so much, but it can be a part of the conversation of selling the new Rumblebee. But you're not limited to what you buy. They are coming out through Direct Connection, which is our parts distribution. And through Mopar, you can get additional performance upgrades. So just about every engine configuration beyond the Hellcat variant, you can't add a supercharger on top of a supercharger, but supercharger packages are going to be available so that you can get even more down the road if you wanted to tune your truck, have some Mopar coverage. Do some stuff to your truck that you're not worried about, messing up your factory warranty. It can be done not for cheap, but it's done right, and you got warranty boosting like 100 plus. Sometimes the guys are talking about.
And plus, when you get it done at a Mopar parts dealership,
right,
as we are, I mean, you're going to be covered.
Yeah,
you're going to be covered for that work too. You get something done if you try to stage up your vehicle, and it's not Mopar related parts and service related labor and everything. You're going to void some of that warranty.
Yeah.
And make sure it's everybody important. If you want to do that to your sports car, make sure you read the fine print.
Right.
Make sure you read the fine print on that stuff. I hate to have anybody modify their vehicle and then all of a sudden the problem happens and you ain't got no warranty no more.
Yeah, engines ain't cheap.
Oh, speaking of warranty now, the TRX, right? So we can order TRXs.
Yeah.
Now, there's a special rule on those things because whoever orders that vehicle, okay, and get this, folks, whoever orders this vehicle has to keep it for 1 year, okay? You have to keep it titled and registered for 1 year solid, and the transfer. And so what happens is, if a transfer of title happens before a year, the factory is going to void the warranty completely. No more 3-year 36,000 mile. No more 5 year 60,000 mile powertrain. All the warranty is voided. Now this is on the TRXs. And I can only assume it's also going to be on the Rumblebee, the SRT version.
Right.
And the Rumblebee you mentioned, now we're taking orders and we can order 5.7s.
Yeah, I saw that.
The next stage will be 6.4s, okay? So whenever that comes available, I expect the attention level to ramp up just a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're going to have a quad cab truck on a widened stance. Okay, with that 6.4 liter Hemi, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that one's going to be nice.
Yeah.
That one's going to be nice. Now
the reasoning for that, though, is not just because Dodge or Ram wants to be mean or anything. It's because of the resale market on those TRXs, right?
Yeah.
Probably going to be the same thing for the Rumblebee.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody was asking me, said, why would you do that? So, most dealers on these TRXs are probably going to be offering these vehicles for over sticker, right? They're going to be... They're going to be, $15,000 above sticker, $20,000 above sticker, $25,000 above sticker. So a dealer can do that because the MSRP, the sticker, is basically the MSRP, manufacturer suggested
Right.
retail price.
Yeah.
So a dealer can do that. Now the factory doesn't really take kindly to it.
Right.
But there's there's nothing that he can do about it. There's no hand slap or anything.
Yeah.
But on the specialty vehicle like that, what they're concerned about is a customer purchasing that vehicle. Let's say like they get a deal and they get it for $5,000 above sticker.
Right.
What they're concerned of is a customer taking that vehicle and automatically flipping it for $15,000 more than what they just bought it for.
Right.
And they don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of a dog-eat-dog world out there, and they're trying to protect the integrity. I would probably say the integrity of their sport truck that they have coming out.
It's the scalpers market.
Yeah.
Basically, they're trying to prevent scalpers, and the same thing happens in the electronics world. It happens more frequently there because it's low ticket items, but these things are, they're going to be $100,000+, and you think about the percentage of what people are willing to pay to get one. Yeah.
$116,000 is where it tops out, I think.
Okay.
If you get like the bed mounted tire carrier and stuff. Anyway, I don't foresee a reason for that unless you are going to Baja or something like that.
Right.
You're gonna be tooling around Greenville. You're gonna be tooling around Scotland Neck. I don't think you need that.
If you're jumping dooms, you need that little bit of extra ground clearance.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good purpose for it. It does look cool though. Takes up half your bed, or almost the whole bed, if you do that.
That's the reason why. One of our good customers, Sandra and William Parnell. Hey guys, and everything. They have one coming. Congratulations!
Nice.
And I guarantee you they'll keep it for a year. He is ready to go. He went with the bloodshot orange and all that. And then I've got another great customer, Huron. You know who you are, Huron, and love you, man. And he's getting one. And
So we're pretty much already eating up the allocations?
Yeah, two. I got allocated two. Bam,
Okay.
bam.
All right. Well, there you go. No TRX, but the SRT is still going to be coming though. Those allocations haven't been filled yet.
Well, so I can order 5.7 liters. Okay.
Right.
So I haven't seen a restriction on the amount that I can order for a sold order. Right.
Yeah.
I think I can put as many sold orders for the 5.7 liters as I can. I might get one for the lot. I doubt it.
It's a pretty niche vehicle.
Well, I doubt I get one for the lot, but I think I can order as many as I want for customers. I'm not so certain about the 6.4. I think they'll probably start tightening the purse strings on that one a little bit, on the 6.4. Because I think that truck, the 6.4, is going to be your affordability, your performance versus affordability option for a lot of people that want the sporty stance and the wide body look and everything. And I think that's going to be the most value option for a customer. That entry-level 5.7 liter, I've already got somebody interested in that.
Yeah.
So that'll get called on the more it gets advertised, and that you're able to do it now.
I had to once I saw your post that ordering was available. Of course, as soon as I saw that, I clicked into the vehicle order, VOIM basically, and I started doing a faux build,
A quasi build.
Yeah, and so I'm excited. My expectations were tempered already, but there are some things that are a little different about that truck build, like people wouldn't expect probably. But it's a 5'7" bed with a quad cab. So for truck people that are going to use it like a truck, you kind of got to weigh that into your equation. If this is going to be this is more a sport truck. It's almost like a El Camino.
El Camino. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I cannot wait to get the Stellantis rep on the telephone. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I will say, man, my top sales guy, Bobby, man. Yeah, one salesperson a month, 2 months in a row. You know what he just told me? That Rover-B is an El Camino, man.
It's like the Dodge variant. I don't think Dodge ever came out with a variant like that. It's a cool truck, but it is going to be like I considered putting in my little ticket for it, even though I do not need a truck. But it's manual seats. It's a more basic screen. You're not going to have all the frills, all the bells and whistles, but it's got 305s, 22s on 305s, which is crazy. Like, just not anything that we've ever seen before on a product that we can stock. But that is, it's just an unusual truck. You really, I think, have to be an enthusiast to put in your voucher for one of those, just because of how unique and different it is in the market.
I think it's an on the road statement, right?
Right.
Yeah. Whenever you pull up to a stoplight, it's kind of like that song, "All Eyes on Me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at you, and you know they're looking at you.
Right.
You're sitting at the stoplight, you're rumbling and everything, and you know all eyes are on you and everything. What are you going to do?
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
It is, like, I'm so excited for it. It's just, I think that people that want it all are going to have to wait, as far as equipment goes, because I have a feeling that the SRT or the 6.4, they'll probably have some different equipment options. But
yeah, so I think you'll probably see I think you're right. I think you'll see a layering of more equipment the more further up you go along.
Right.
And it's going to, it's got to match a price point to certain thing, right?
Yeah.
So the 6.4 liter, I don't know. I mean, I'm pulling $80,000 out. I mean, I'm going to be high, right?
Yeah.
But for $80,000, you figure it's going to have leather, right?
Maybe.
You figure. So, but you don't know.
The 5.7 does it with, it's
What did that
manual
thing
cloth
sticker?
seats.
What did that thing sticker for when you saw it?
So when I did a build, I put a trailer brake control in there, things I think most people that are going to still use it, sort of like a truck would do, like all-weather floor mats, little tiny things like that. But it was like 66.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
Don't you figure the 6.4 liter be about $10,000-$12,000 more?
That sounds about right. If we compare it to what the Challengers were, 3 years ago, that was about the bump, about 12, 13 grand. I think that was
43 for an RT and 53 for a
base model Scat.
Scat, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I figured you might have some inside information on that, but we're still waiting to get.
I don't have any pricing on the. I don't have any pricing on the 6.4 or the SRT.
Mm-hmm.
When I built one, I came out with about the same thing you did. I think I came out with like 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 73, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
if you
the one I
optioned
built.
it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't option it all the way out. I got, what I think the essentials, the cheap stuff. I was doing a build for myself.
Gotcha.
Just dreaming.
I think I did click just about every button.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, you're required to get the 22s. You can't go any other way.
yeah.
Which, just like anything that's a new product, a lot of times you're going to be kind of married into, those certain particulars. Just easier to come off the factory line that way, I guess, is the idea. But yeah, I mean, it's we're in an exciting time. I mean, because not to look too far in the future, but 2030, I've done some of my Chrysler training while I did my Lincoln stuff. But 2030, they have like 30 new vehicles that are going to have been released into the wild. It's a large variety too. Like it's going across the board into some stuff that almost feels like a fantasy, like the Wrangler Scrambler, the smaller truck. Their name changes are kind of subtle, but I think the Gladiator is going to be a part of the Wrangler, brand.
Okay.
There's a lot of little subtle changes you can see on their sort of. It's all over the internet now, but they have kind of like a sheet that shows all the things with cloths over them, and they have some revealed, like the Ram Rampage, which is more of a European truck right now.
Dakota's coming.
Yeah, the Dakota, which there's supposedly been leaks on what all is going to be powertrain-wise. There's always going to be insiders trying to get,
There's going to be insiders. There's going to be false information. There's going to be somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, but nobody listens to them.
That's right.
It's always that way.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it makes it fun. I mean, I like it. I love this sort of era we're in, where Stellantis is making their comeback, as a car guy, and just a fan of the brand.
So, yeah, exactly. So just experience this with us at our level of working at a Chrysler Dodge Jeep store, Stellantis. So I would probably say there's been some brand degradation, for a lack of a better sense of a word, where our brand had trouble, especially coming after COVID and the previous leadership. It kind of the level of public perception on our brand went way down.
Right.
But we are building it back up with new leadership. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a while. Yeah. You just don't take a car company that basically, and I hate to say it, kind of shunned customers and shunned dealers for about 2 solid years, and make your brand go down that way, and then your dealerships all around the country are suffering. Your customers are not getting the very best product on the road at the time of inception on a brand new vehicle.
Right.
Having issues and all this, that, and the other. Things are getting better. It's going to take time, but we're in the age now where I think we've come across the hill. Okay. And now we're ready to, go up even further.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we've got the time period of R&D, is part of what we're dealing with. R&D takes time. These engineers can't come up with ideas and redesign a whole platform within a 2-hour sitting and be like, yeah, we're going to switch the whole factories around now. It takes time for that stuff to happen, and now that the cogs are in place, the machine is working again, I think, to having a good output. So it's exciting, and I'm here for it.
Yep, I am too. Yeah. I mean, it's only got to get better.
Yeah.
It's only going to get better.
That's right.
I mean, you take a look at the deals that they've got on vehicles. They decreased over the past couple of years when new management came in. They decreased all these MSRPs quite dramatically.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. We were just the highest in the market, right?
Right.
We weren't playing a fair ball game with the rest of the with the Fords and the GMs and stuff. Yeah. So they lowered the MSRPs and everything. But after even lowering the MSRPs, you look at these crazy good deals. You talk about 15% on ramps. There's a tungsten out here. We've pretty much got sold, but it's got $23,000 off on it. We mentioned this before in a previous podcast. Yeah. I did a deal on a Jeep Wrangler. Sold a Jeep Wrangler, come off $9,400 off of that Jeep Wrangler.
That's wild.
And because, if you pick out the right one that's got the select VIN inventory cash,
right, and
they've already got like $4,500 in rebate, plus another $2,500 select VIN cash, plus another $3,000, $3,500 from us. I mean, you're talking about a tremendous buy on a Jeep Wrangler. And not to mention, I mentioned this on Facebook, at the end of summer, people always say, when's the best time to buy, right?
Yeah.
Is the best time to buy at the end of the year really, Brian?
Right.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, if you're interested in a Wrangler, usually at the end of summer is where you snatch those things off. Right. It's the same thing as going into October and a store still has short sleeve shirts on the shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going into October and they're now on the 80% off rack.
That's right.
That's kind of like the way Jeep Wranglers are.
Yeah.
It's toward the end of the summer. They know their slow down time's coming and everything. So what do? They put huge rebates and huge incentives on these things.
Yeah.
So it's a great time to buy a Wrangler.
Yeah, and in North Carolina, it's the prime time to get one. Anyways, that's when it's starting to get time where you can take that top off and
fall,
not be
man,
baked into the seat. Because
fall means a few things.
Yeah.
Football.
Let's go.
Food, comfort food.
Yeah.
Like I need any more. Everybody can see I don't need any more of that. But
we got some really great months coming, and in the car business, we tend to see it kind of slow down, but I'm seeing it actually go up here recently. It seems like, at least as far as traffic goes and people come into the store, and I think part of it is being driven by the deals.
Well, one of the things that we have going on right now, and I'm looking at the clock here.
We're getting close.
yeah, we can't be late for G-Dub's meeting.
No.
But one of the things that's going on right now that everybody in the car industry's got to contend with is parents taking their kids back to school.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
right.
That's an easy excuse not to be able to do something right now, right?
Yeah.
So, just be relatable. I mean, we've all went through it. If you have kids and everything, or even if your kids are grown and out of the house, we've all went through it, getting your kids prepared for school. It's sort of like resetting that time clock, okay? Because when you have kids, the time clock is pretty much set from school, because things are different for kids when they're out there in the summer. Things are different. Your schedule's different. You have vacations lined up. You got trips to grandma lined up. You have all this. You have maybe a trip down to Florida lined up. You got all this stuff going on during the summer with the kids, and then all of a sudden, now your child's got to go back off, or children's got to go back off to school.
Yeah.
So now it's a major reset. A lot of folks take that time, and I kind of get it, but a lot of folks take that time and everything and kind of reset their life pattern. You can usually see a good bump about a week after the children are back in school.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because they're resetting their life.
That's right.
So
and less on their plate.
Dealing
with them at the house.
Yeah, that's going to happen. So the kids are coming back in first part of next week, I believe.
Okay.
That's when my granddaughter is.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks here. But speaking of the next couple of weeks, we got to finish strong. We have 2 full weeks left to go. 2 full weeks left to go. Our month ends on the 31st, which is a Monday. Today is Tuesday. That gives us Tuesday to Monday and Tuesday to Monday. That's 2 full weeks. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, focus in and let's go ahead and move some metal around here. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And look, don't forget, again, last little plug here, hit the like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Look, we're the hottest podcast in the automotive industry today.
That's right.
Okay, East Carolina Rise, where we have relationships, integrity, discipline, and excellence all the time. And I guess this will go ahead and be the sign-off right here.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all watching. We will see y'all next week. And right on.
Take care.